Hi, this is Anisa with Green Stitch, and now I'm going to teach you how to make an infinity scarf. It's really easy. All you need is a couple of scraps, all different colors and shapes, and you can make your own infinity scarf. So what I do is I will pick pieces that I want to put together. I think it's better if you pick ones with different colors, different shapes, things that I started sewing that I decided I didn't want to sew anymore. So it's half of something and half of something else. And so you use your own creativity, which is part of the fun of making this infinity scarf. So take the pieces that you have and just start putting them together with pins. That will remind you when you start sitting down to sew that you wanted to put those two together when you have your pile sitting next to you. So that is what I'm doing right now. So I like to match things that don't really go together, like denim and cotton or silk together and something else with a different color or interesting pattern together because I think that makes it interesting. So I take my tape measure. If you don't have a tape measure, you can always use string and wrap it around your neck 2 times to figure out how long you want it to be. So the one that I'm doing is for an adult, so it is 54 inches, and that gives enough hang at the bottom so that way you can play with it. You can put it as a hood if you wanted to, so that gives you a lot of versatility. And for this one, I'm making it 15 inches wide. So that means that the whole thing is going to be 15 inches wide after I'm finished. So I'll continue with putting my pieces together. And this is a piece of silk to match with another piece of silk, but they're both different colors, and I think that's really cool. And so I have a lot of scraps. So you keep putting them together, including something stretchy. You can put stretchy pieces together with the denim, a denim piece, or a big cotton piece, and then you just start sewing it together. Because remember, this is you're making your fabric. So you're going to make your fabric, and then you can cut it again and put it back together. So make sure it's one big 54-inch piece. So you keep putting them together, lay it out, look at it again to see exactly how you want to do it. So mismatching colors is what makes it look more creative and makes it look different, which is what we're trying to do. So this is a stretchy piece of fabric. It is cotton and hemp, and I'm going to put it with something that doesn't stretch, which is a piece of denim, which is definitely something that you can do. So remember, keep putting those pins in and sticking them together so that way you remember which piece you wanted to put together when you get down to starting to sew. So here are all my groups of pieces that I'm putting together, and now I am ready to get started. So now I have all my pieces and I'm going to start to sew them together. So you just stitch them all together, those pieces that you wanted to put together, and then after that, then you put the next group together and keep going until you have your 54 inches. Now I have a serger to serge the insides, but you don't have to do that. You can just sew pieces together and then put another zigzag stitch on the inside to make sure it doesn't come apart. If you or your mom has a serger, then you can have them serge or help you serge the inside, but it's not really necessary. Every sewing machine has a zigzag stitch, so you can just use that. Now that we have all of our pieces together and we have all of them all mismatched, because that is what makes that really cool. There's some denim pieces, some cotton pieces, dark, light. There's even some silk in there, so that's what makes it interesting. So now that you have those, one continuous piece, 54 inches, now you sew that together to make an infinity scarf. So I'm just going to stitch those together, and then my scarf is done. Every one that you do is going to be different, which makes it really cool. If you're giving it as a present to someone, then each one that you make is never going to be the same. So now that you have your scarf all together, remember on the outsides, you can just zigzag the outsides. You don't have to have a serger to serge the edges. And you can style it any way you want to with your favorite outfit. Or you could put it as a present for someone you like. Bye-bye.